Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Robyn Zimmerman. Steve Gaito has joined us once again via Zoom this time. As you know, he is a certified financial planner. He's actually up in Marion, North Carolina, in his office there with Grace, his dog, in the background.
Hi.
Hey, Steve.
So if you hear some snoring, that's just Grace, not me.
All right, we're going to jump into you. We're just sharing that you saw some information this morning about people in this country they don't really understand about receiving inheritance and how to receive inheritance. And there's so many different policies and laws that have changed things, right?
That's correct. And that's really the frustrating part for a lot of people is they don't know how to plan. And without a plan, the government gets more than they deserve. And really, that's what legacy planning is all about. You know, most people, if you ask them, say, I want to leave a legacy, whether it's to their children, to their church, to organizations that they care about. But in order to do that, you have to do some planning.
Right. Well, and we don't want to leave a big tax bill, so that we want to leave that legacy, but not a hefty tax bill. We want to minimize that for our children or for the organization that we're leaving it to. So how do we go about that, Steve?
Well, and that's something I've been doing an awful lot of planning lately. Most of my clients have switched from the pension plans over to the qualified plans, which are your 401ks, your 403bs, IRAs. And that money is sitting there and it becomes a tax burden to the kids when they inherit it. And those kids don't know what to do. All they know is that they're not getting as much as they thought they were going to get.
Right, right. And so where do you start with a client when they have these questions? How do you begin to work with them and help them in their planning?
Yeah, a lot of the planning is, the first thing you want to do is make sure that there's financial protection for both them and their spouse. Okay. That's the core of it. They saved the money for their retirement. And they want to make sure that they can accomplish that. So that's one. If there's going to be surplus at the end, money that they're not going to need for their, living expenses, then how do you efficiently pass it on to the kids? And life insurance has always been one of the most efficient ways. The problem is people don't understand life insurance. And there are different types that are out there. You've got your term insurance, you've got your whole life. And then what I use a lot of is indexed universal life. And when I use that, I overfund it, which means you put more in there than you need to pay the minimum bill. And the reason you do that is it makes the cost of it very efficient.
Right. So do you think people should have life insurance? I guess it's the type, right? Like I know, Len, you work with Len and I, and we have term, and of course the term will be up fairly soon in the next couple of years. So I don't even know if that's a benefit for us.
Well, and that's the mentality that I'm trying to help people understand is that term insurance is to replace income and cover things if there's an unexpected loss.
Okay.
When you start using whole life and universal life and index universal life, you're doing it for estate reasons. Okay. And it's got to be permanent because you don't want to pay, your term insurance. If you pay it for 20 years and you never use it, you lose it.
Right. Okay.
Okay. With a permanent insurance, that's got to be there at the end. And so you've got that efficient transfer of wealth. So, a lot of people use it for church donations as well. So, they may take $100,000 and give $250,000 to their church when they die. So that becomes an efficient legacy planning aspect of their plan.
So it sounds like you said you've got a lot of clients that are asking these questions and you're involved in this legacy planning. It's a big portion of your business.
It's becoming more and more important because, like, I had a client a couple weeks ago that their daughters, they had two single daughters that were going to inherit about $3 million. And so them having to take it out, over a 10-year period, that's $150,000 each to their tax brackets at the single rate. So they were going to pay a lot in taxes. So, by them taking the money out, paying the taxes on it, getting a life insurance that goes to the kids tax-free, they each get a $1.5 million tax-free.
Wow. Well, great advice. Thank you, Steve. You're always a wealth of information. We appreciate you, and stay nice and cool up in North Carolina. Still continue to be hot down here in Hilton Head.
Come up and visit.
I would love to. Steve Gaito, a certified financial planner and a partner here at WHHI-TV. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.